Hello, everybody. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I'm getting a late start here. At first, it was at 10, then it was at 10:45, and then I just made it for 10:30 because my mother needed some help with some things. So this is your full moon in Taurus. Now I know it happened this morning, but you really want to take the opportunity, if you didn't see it last night, to go in and take a look at that moon tonight. Big and beautiful, really gorgeous energy. So, with that, let's get right to it. So, we do have this full super moon in Taurus. It is today, Wednesday, November 5th. Sorry, I'm having issues this morning. And so, the moon will be at its closest point when it orbits Earth. So, enjoy this big, bright, beautiful moon either tonight. If you missed it last night, get out there and take a look at it. I took some pictures of it last night, so I'll share those a little later. Now, many call this the beaver moon or the frost moon because it refers to a time back in the day when people would set traps before the waters would freeze, and a time to prepare the home for winter. And in some regions, one last harvest before the winter freeze. Especially in my neck of the woods, desert Southwest. Our harvest season probably goes to the end of November. And that's just the way it is in our neck of the woods. But a few weeks ago, we started a new moon cycle, Venus infused, and we will approach this full moon with Venus energy too. This energy, though, is very, very different um, from the full or the new moon 2 weeks ago in Libra, which was all about balance, harmony, partnerships, unions, contracts. This energy is fixed, solid, steady, and strong, and it will be all about love, romance, the arts, beauty, or the economy, wealth, money, finances, and possessions. Venus, the goddess of beauty, love, security, and money, could bring news, issues with banks, the economy, goods, services, stocks, and even commodities. The whole snap EBT thing is a very much a Taurus energy. Okay. And Uranus is moving back into Taurus in another day or two, I believe. It's retrograding back. Okay, where was I? Now, those who invested like in precious metals, real estate, even the crypto, you won't feel the pain as much as those who didn't invest. But remember, this energy always takes on a plutonic touch. Hence why my days of caution are semi-plutonic, because it's either dealing with money, finances, or love and chaos. It's also dealing with death and drama. Either way, both energies are fixed and unwilling to budge on anything. And that's just kind of the Taurus energy there. Now, on a more negative note, there could be stress imposed on our economy with the tariffs, food shortages, and the government still closed due to political energy and chaos in Washington, D.C. The stock markets and crypto markets are at an all-time low, and these next few weeks could bring more recession, and financial issues make headlines. So get ready for the next 2 weeks. Now, on November 7th, Uranus does retrograde back into Taurus. And Taurus is all about money and currency, and it stays there until April of 2026. Now, Taurus is a slow moving sign, and it's back to clean house, so to speak. Make shocking and drastic financial moves where headlines are made and fingers are pointed. And get your popcorn out, because I think this month's going to be interesting. The positive side of a Taurus full moon is always going to be the strong feminine energy that exudes from this moon. Taurus is steady, it's dependable, it's strong, but it's also a stubborn sign. Taurus souls, or those with a lot of Taurus energy in their chart, they love beauty, they love fashion, massage, aesthetics, music, especially singing. They like fine dining and lavish gifts. They are some of the most hardest working souls I know, and usually, like I said, have a very lovely singing voice. Now, it will be all my fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, that feel this energy strongly, but all those souls born with the sun, moon, ascendant, natal, or hidden dragon in Taurus will feel this energy the strongest. And it will be the earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. They will be the ones tested and challenged at this time. So these next couple of weeks, all my earth signs, we will be challenged in some way. So prepare. Keep your eyes on the economy, the financial markets, and drastic news events to take place these next few weeks. Now, Mars enters Sagittarius yesterday, and anytime Mars moves into fiery Sagittarius, this can indicate issues with back problems, especially in the lower lumbar areas. This placement indicates a strong desire to teach, travel, and educate the world. This placement can lack critical thinking in regards to the archaic and religious materials. Sometimes a Mars in Sagittarius, it's all about what the good book says and nothing but. They won't explore other alternatives. Now, the more advanced soul will shoot for the stars and seek out higher knowledge and cosmic consciousness. Now, tomorrow, the 6th, Venus enters Scorpio. And so when Venus moves into Scorpio, it makes everyone, but especially those born with this placement, extremely magnetic and sensual. This energy can be high drama and ultimate power and desire. Now, souls born with this placement need total commitment from their partners, and nothing, and I mean nothing else, will do with that placement. All right, moving on. So I am going to give Taurus's forecast for these next 2 weeks, since this is your full moon, Taurus. This is your moon, dear Taurus, and the first house, and the changes made these next few weeks are going to have significant impact for the year ahead. There we go. That's better. It's going to be about reflection and setting plans in place for new beginnings. It's fresh starts, first impressions, and goals. Don't let the opposition on the 19th, there's a go to my Patreon page and you can get the free energy forecast for the month. And on the 8th, let's see, I'm getting confused here. Where am I? Jesus Christ. There it is. October, the 19th, between Mercury and Scorpio. So there's an opposition on the 19th between Mercury, which is in Scorpio, and Uranus, which is in Taurus, and making you more stubborn and eccentric, that people kind of want to run away from you. Don't be like that. If this is how you feel, just ground and center, dear Taurus, because it's just the energies. It will pass. It's only here for a day. My cat is trying to get into a door. That's the noise you're hearing in the background. Why he's doing that, I just don't know. Hold on. Just go already. Okay, moving on. With a lot of November's energy focused in Scorpio and Sagittarius, it will be the 7th house for Taurus, partnerships, unions, contracts, and the 8th house of sexuality, legacy, and investments that feel it the strongest. Mercury is retrograde in Sagittarius. Ancient astrology, it happened on the 2nd. I know in modern astrology, it's not till what, the 9th? It's here. Trust me, it's here. So where was I? Mercury in retrograde in Sag it's very important for you to keep those lines of communication with partners open, honest, and clear, especially when it comes to joint finances and things like that. Taurus, do not let little misunderstandings turn into full-blown fights. Like the saying goes, make love, not war. And don't forget to make time for yourself too with some TLC. Just take good care of yourself, Taurus. Now, I could tell Mercury is retrograde because you could tell from the newsletter for one of my paragraphs just won't change from a double indentation into a single one. I have no freaking clue why it's doing this, so just bear with me. Taurus full moons always bring Venus energy, but in a more monetary, dramatic, and even chaotic way. The full moon itself will be beautiful and magnetic and magical. It's the headlines that follow these next few weeks that I am more worried about. November 9th, because I feel that the US or Great Britain will make news, probably not in a good way, along with harsh weather, forced relocation, and beginnings and endings for many of us. Now, strange news could be heard around the 11th of November, and danger is definitely going to be lurking. I can only give one date. Patreon has them all. 18th. Watch the news. A very powerful Plutonic phase will be in full force at that time. And I am very concerned about this one, with an opposition on November 19th, like I mentioned earlier, for Taurus's forecast between Mercury and Uranus. Well, Mercury, when Mercury's in Scorpio, communication becomes more investigative. You're being watched under a microscope, but it also can be very sarcastic. Throw in Uranus moving back into Taurus, and we will be dealing with the same issues we were dealing with 7 years ago. And that is all about security and finances and money in the monetary system. This will create eccentric ideas and a very stubborn mindset, not just for Taurus souls, but for the world at large. Now, the dark moon phase, which is 3 days before the new moon, so the new moon is on November 20th in Scorpio, 19th, 18th, 17th. That is going to be a very deadly window. Will be very deadly, so expect the worst from news headlines. However, a dark moon phase in Scorpio is also the perfect time to put someone's ass in a jar. Wink, wink. You know what I mean by that. I am wishing all of you a very blessed full moon. Like I said, the next 2 weeks for the world at large, not on a personal level, will take its toll on some people. Not everybody. It all depends on where it falls by house and sign. And I know I keep saying I'm going to get a website up, but I decided to take the full year off. I'm not going to be pressured into opening up something I can't afford right now. So Patreon it is. That's where all my knowledge is given. And that's where it's going to stay until January when I open up my shop. I was going to try and get it open, but it's not a priority right now. Other things are, and it's just the way it is. I can't please everybody. The one person and the people I choose to please are my immediate family. No one else. And I'll end it with an oracle card, just to ask Spirit, what will this full moon bring for the world at large? And that's kind of appropriate. That is kind of appropriate. I'm going to turn the light off before I show this card because it gives a nasty glare when I do it. So this is the card Indecision, and you could see from the picture, it's almost like it's Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood. And there's 2 signs sitting there. I'll read it from the book. This is card number 8. Yes, 8 is an infinity number, but sometimes if we don't make the right decisions, we won't see infinity. So let's see what card number 8 has to say. I think this is the first time ever since I've owned this deck that I've ever pulled this card, literally. And I've had this deck for several years now. All right. Indecision. Which choice to make? So when this card, hold on, I can't see. Hold it up. When this card marks the presence of 2 or more possible choices in your life, it shows you anxiously looking at both roads, wondering which one is the better choice. That's the decision here. A lot of Americans are dealing with this right now with their insurance premiums going up. They're trying to figure out which is the best choice to make. Yesterday was voting in this country, and some people were deciding which candidate to vote for the best choice. So this card does make a lot of sense. Okay, so you are standing still, feeling confused by the ups and downs of emotions in your life and decisions. You could spend days, months, or even years in the back and forth energy, all the while feeling your focus and your life force energy draining away. The indecisions creates a paralysis of will, one that can keep you stuck while you're waiting to be certain about the results of your choice. Now, it is time with this card to let go of the analysis and self-doubt that have been keeping you stagnant. Meditate on your options and see where your spirit guides you. Consider which direction resonates with you most, both in the process and in the goals. However, follow your heart and make the honoring choice. So it is about making decisions, and we're all having to make those. Um, I do very much apologize I could not get on here earlier. Normally I'm a day ahead. Normally I do a pre-record, but I have been working my ass off, and it's just, I've had no time. Working in healthcare with seniors it can be draining. And it's not just that, it can also be heartbreaking to see certain things. It's not an easy job, but it's a job for now. It's not my dream job. I want better in life, and I will get better in life because changes are coming. But wishing you all a blessed full moon. I know this is short and sweet. I don't get on YouTube very often anymore. I'm mostly on TikTok these days, but I just don't feel like we really have freedom of speech anymore. This is probably why I keep things private and on Patreon. Feel free to join Patreon. You can join for free. You will get certain newsletters that the general public does not get from time to time. I'm in the middle today. It's my day off. My house is a mess. My room is a mess. I just got something I bought at IKEA last week in the back there. It's like a new little side table, and I've got to clean stuff out and stock that and fill it. But have a great full moon. Get out there, enjoy, take lots of pictures because it is a big super moon and it is beautiful. Blessed full moon to all of you. Have a great rest of your week.